Ceres Unified School District welcomes you and your family to our state preschool program. We hope that this orientation video, along with our handbook, helps participants understand our basic philosophy, goals, and requirements to participate in our state preschool program. In this orientation, we will cover the preschool program's design, philosophy, goals, and objectives, our general policies, attendance, the selection and enrollment process, program participant qualifications and conditions, disenrollment, and the grievance and complaint procedure. Let's get started by going over the overarching design of the program. Our program is committed to providing a safe, culturally diverse, and inclusive program that is developmentally appropriate for young children. The preschool program ensures that all children are provided learning opportunities to develop cognitive and social emotional skills needed for school readiness. Our California State Preschool Program is funded with state funds. The program provides services to age-eligible children. Eligible children for our preschool shall be either 3 or 4 years of age. Children are served in a center-based care setting throughout multiple sites located within the Ceres Unified School District. All of our preschool classrooms operate 3 hours and 15 minutes daily as either an AM or PM class, Monday through Friday, 175 days per school year. Within our handbook, participants may find information specific to each of our sites. A copy of the school calendar will be provided today at orientation and is also available anytime on our website. Staff and parents are partners working together to provide a warm, loving, safe, and healthy environment to enable children to develop to their fullest potential. Parents are highly encouraged to participate in their child's program. Adult-to-child ratios are planned for in advance and followed for each age group based on the Title V regulations. Please note that our program refrains from religious instruction and worship. Also note that the use of any information maintained in your family data file is limited to purposes directly connected with the administration of the program and district. We give equal access to services, and no person will be subjected to discrimination or any other form of illegal bias, including harassment. This brings us to the next section, philosophy, goals, and objectives. Our preschool program recognizes the importance of play in the learning process for young children. We also recognize that parents are the primary caregivers and educators of their children. Our program is driven by our goals and objectives, which are reflected within each of our quality program components. Our goal is to provide a welcoming environment for families and invite them to participate as equal partners in the education of their children. With that said, volunteers are greatly appreciated. There will be various opportunities for you to volunteer, such as developing goals for your child at the parent-teacher conferences that are held twice per year, reading to children during drop-off and pickup times, assisting with meal preparation, participating in the parent club meetings, family festivals, and providing input at our quarterly Parent Advisory Committee meetings. Parents wanting to volunteer must complete the volunteer training and sign the volunteer policy, along with providing their annual tuberculosis clearance, immunization clearances, and background clearance must be on file. For more information, please talk to center staff. Our goal is for families to know where to access community health and social services to meet their unique family needs. Based on the results of the Family Social Service Need Request and Referral Form, staff provide families with referrals to other agencies in the community or within the Ceres Unified School District. Our education component promotes and supports activities to ensure children are growing and meeting their full potential. Teachers observe children using an assessment tool developed by the California Department of Education called the Desired Results Developmental Profile, also known as DRDP. The DRDP looks at a child's growth and development and informs staff, teachers, and parents of a child's progress and provides information for planning for the child's learning activities. Parent conferences take place 2 times a year. A teacher will meet to share assessment results with families and develop individual child goals for the program year. The child's individual goals are then used to plan activities. Our goal is for each of our classrooms to create a place for children to enjoy learning. Environments are reviewed and set up using the Early Childhood Environmental Rating Scale, along with creative curriculum. Our goal is to ensure children have nutritious meals during their time in the program. A healthy, nutritious breakfast is served for the AM program, and lunch is served for the PM program. Meals are served free of charge. Please note that candy, gum, and soda are not allowed in the classroom. Healthy, nutritious foods are also served at our class parties and celebrations. Your child's teacher will be happy to share ideas for appropriate, healthy party foods with you. Just ask. Please note that if your child has any food allergies, or if you prefer that your child not eat a certain food for religious or personal reasons, notify the teacher. Our program model makes professional development of individuals working with children and families a priority. All teachers are qualified and hold the appropriate child development permit and attend trainings related to child development. And finally, our goal is to implement an effective annual program self-evaluation process. Based on the results of the program self-evaluation, goals and action steps are developed and implemented to support ongoing program improvement. This brings us to the next section, where we will be reviewing our general policies. All adults present at the center must follow the basic code of ethical conduct during all interactions. These include communicating effectively in a calm manner, being courteous, maintaining order, showing respect of others, taking responsibility for your own actions, being punctual, respecting the dignity, worth, and uniqueness of each individual present at the center, respecting diversity, and recognizing that children and adults achieve their full potential in the context of relationships that are based on trust and respect. Adults violating this code of ethical conduct will be prohibited from being present at the site. We are a safe school. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons are permitted on our school grounds. Behavior which threatens the safety, welfare, or morals of others will not be tolerated. Please note that state laws requires that our staff report known or suspected instances of a child abuse to Family Protective Services or to our local police officials. This abuse shall include physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, or neglect. If you or someone in your family wants to learn different ways to guide and discipline your child or to handle anger without hurting your child, please talk to your child's teacher. There are resources available to help you. The safety and well-being of your child always comes first. Your child should arrive every day dressed in comfortable and washable clothes. Shoes must be worn at all times. Tennis shoes are great. Sandals must have ankle straps. Please send a change of clothes for your child in case of a spill or accident. This will ensure that your child is ready to learn and be active during classroom activities. Biting is very common among groups of young children for various reasons. Understanding why the young child bites is the first step in preventing biting, as well as teaching the child alternatives to biting. Keeping children safe and healthy is our first priority. For this purpose, staff actively ensure that our environments are safe and that children are actively supervised. Supervision is everyone's responsibility. So in addition to our staff, parents must ensure the gates are closed and secured. No cell phones are allowed during drop-off and pickup, as this can be distracting. Hold your child's hand in the road and parking lot. Encourage children to follow safety rules and report safety and supervision concerns to staff immediately. Children must also learn to follow safety rules, such as to always stay with an adult and help keep themselves and others safe. Rules and limits are set to keep the children safe and help them get along with other children and adults. Positive methods of guidance and redirection is used. As a health requirement, a copy of your child's physical dated less than 1 year from your child's start date or proof of appointment is required upon enrollment. In addition, all children must have all required immunizations and a tuberculosis clearance prior to starting the program. Once enrolled, a vision, dental, and hearing screening will be done on each child. In order to help prevent the spread of children's illnesses, licensing requires that a child receive a daily health check upon arrival at the center. No child shall be accepted without contact between center staff and the person bringing the child to the center. The staff will require that the person bringing the child to the center remain until the health check has been completed and the child is accepted. Staff will be responsible for ensuring that children with obvious symptoms of illness are not accepted, which brings us to our exclusion policy. If your child's good health is in doubt, he or she will not be admitted. Please keep your child home if they have any symptoms outlined in the parent handbook. In the event that your child needs to take medication, a staff member may only give it to your child if your doctor provides written instructions. If your child is taking prescribed medications that must be given during class, you and your doctor must complete and submit an authorization form first. Medications must be in the original container with your child's name on the pharmacy label. In case of serious illness or injury, we will make an immediate attempt to contact you. If necessary, we will also contact an ambulance or paramedic. Each center's emergency plan is posted in the classroom, and emergency drills are conducted monthly. In the event of a major disaster or unusual emergency, the automated phone calling system will be used to notify you of the most up-to-date information regarding the emergency situation. Field trips are sometimes incorporated into the classroom activity plans. Children are only allowed to participate in field trips with prior parent consent. Now that we've covered our general policies, let's talk about the attendance expectations. Your child's attendance is very important. Studies show that 83% of students chronically absent in their early school years are unable to read at grade level by 3rd grade. When you arrive at the center, licensing requires that you or your authorized representative sign your child in and out daily. You must indicate the exact arrival and departure time, along with using your full legal signature. Any authorized adult listed on your pickup authorization or emergency form must be prepared to present a government-issued ID when picking up your child, and children must be picked up on time. In the event that your child is absent, please contact the preschool teacher first thing in the morning. If your child is absent multiple days, you must call in daily. For every absent, the reason for the absence, along with a full legal signature, is required. Excused absences include illnesses of a child, parent, or sibling, family emergencies, doctors or dental appointments, court-ordered visitation or appearance. Please see the parent handbook, as some excused absences have limitations. Regular attendance is very important for your child's development and sense of stability. Staff will work with families who have irregular attendance to determine any support that is needed to improve attendance. Best interest days are limited to 10 days per school year and may include a day out of school to visit a relative or friend, a family vacation, attending a party, moving, for religious observance, holiday or ceremony, or personal or family business. Unexcused absences may include when a child did not feel like coming to school, a parent or child overslept, any absence not falling in the excused absence category, when absences exceed the 10 best interest days, or if a child abandons care. Excessive unexcused absences may be grounds for disenrollment. By making your child's attendance a priority, you will be taking an important step in supporting your child's school readiness and setting a good example. Now let's cover the selection and enrollment process. For the state preschool program, first priority is given to children receiving protective services or children identified as at risk of abuse, neglect, or exploitation. Next, priority must be given to eligible 4-year-old children who are not enrolled in a state-funded transitional kindergarten program before enrolling eligible 3-year-old children. Once the first, second, and third priorities have been exhausted, a part-day preschool program may enroll children in families whose income is no more than 15% above the income eligibility threshold, after all otherwise eligible 3- and 4-year-old children have been enrolled. Once all otherwise eligible children have been enrolled, the part-day state preschool program may enroll age-eligible children with exceptional needs, without regard to income. Once families are screened and selected for potential enrollment from the waiting list, they must pick up or print out the enrollment packet, complete the documentation, attend orientation, and then verify eligibility. This brings us to the next section: participants' qualifications and conditions. A family data file is maintained for each family receiving services. Once your family establishes eligibility, you are eligible to receive services until the end of the school year. Staff will work with families that have age-eligible children to determine if their child may be certified to receive a second year of preschool services. When a child's residence alternates between the homes of separated or divorced parents, eligibility must be determined separately for each household in which the child is residing during the time child development services are needed. When a child and his or her siblings are living in a family that does not include their biological or adoptive parent, family is considered the child and related siblings. Therefore, in this household, there would be 3 different family data files. The first family would include the unrelated foster child. The second would include the married couple with 1 child, and the third would include the 2 siblings that are foster children. Determination of eligibility for services is without regard to the immigration status of the child or the child's parent. The state requires programs to have proof of residency in the family data file. The family must simply live in California. Any evidence of the street address or post office address in California will be sufficient to establish residency. And if a family is homeless, a declaration of intent to live in California is all that is needed. If your child has exceptional needs, please provide us with a copy of their individual education plan, known as an IEP, or individual family service plan, known as an IFSP. The family data file must include all child health and current emergency information, along with a copy of the immunization records. If there is a court order that impacts child care services, this must be included too. Our funder requires us to have actual proof of family size in the data file. The parent must provide the names of the adults and the names, gender, and birth dates of the children identified in the family. Documentation of all children counted in the family size must be included and indicate the relationship of the child to the parent. Supporting documentation may either be a birth certificate, child custody or court order, adoption documents, foster care placement records, school or medical records, county welfare department records, or other reliable documentation indicating the relationship of the child to the parent. At the time of certification, a family must meet at least one eligibility criteria. A child is eligible if they have an open Child Protective Services case, or when the child has been identified as being at risk of abuse, neglect, or exploitation. Children that qualify under either of these categories are given the highest priority in our programs. Or if a family does not have a qualifying child under CPS or at risk, then the family must meet one of the other eligibility criteria, such as homeless, a cash aid recipient, income eligible, or if the preschool-age child has exceptional needs. This brings us to the next section. When a family chooses to disenroll, they are required to notify the program in writing at least 2 weeks in advance of the last day of attendance. In the event that your preschool services are changed or discontinued, you will receive a notice of action in advance that states the effective date and the reason for action. If you disagree with the notice of action or are disenrolled from the program for any reason, or do not agree with a judgment or decision we have made regarding your eligibility for services, you are entitled to a fair hearing. Procedures for requesting a fair hearing are on the reverse side of the notice of action. Our staff work to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience in the program. If you have concerns with any aspect of the program and would like to make a complaint, please follow the complaint procedure as outlined in the Parent Handbook so that those concerns can be addressed and resolved in the correct manner. First, please talk with your child's teacher so that the concern can be addressed and resolved. If a satisfactory resolution is not achieved, please present the issue to our supervisor. If the complaint is not resolved by the supervisor, then present the issue to our director. It is important that you understand all program policies. Please carefully review the Parent Handbook to ensure you understand the rules and expectations. Thank you for joining us for this program orientation. We sincerely thank you for sharing your child with us. We hope that you enjoy your experience and benefit from being part of our early education family.